Hi there, you're watching the Lucha DS podcast. Today's guest is Soldato, one member of Lucha Scotland, my tag team partner, brother in arms, masked brother. Really fun chat. So enjoy. Hello and welcome to episode 6 of the Lucha DS podcast. I'm joined today by Lucha Scotland's very own Soldato.
Hello.
My tag team partner, brother, and my other mother. We're also joined by Lucha Scotland Crescidy. We'll be Wayne's in the studio. The wee youngster joining us, he may dip in and dip out as the episode goes on, but all good. My boy's not here because he's at work.
And my crazy older one is also at school, so we'll get the classic one.
I say my boy's at work.
He's at work.
School. He's doing the mines then, that's it. Soldato, what was I going to say? How long have we been? Lucha Scotland was 5 years. I got a wee anniversary on Facebook a wee while back, maybe 5-6 years. And we've had a number of matches. We'll go through the matches later on, but for people who don't know Soldato and haven't seen Soldato about, was part of the original GPWA intake.
Yeah, the very first intake at GPWA.
I would also just come up with my thing the other day about the original intake. I was the very first person to wrestle somebody from the asylum, like the first time there was a cross match.
Yeah.
I wrestled.
The student type.
Yeah, I wrestled. I should remember his name now. Guy Rose.
CS Rose.
CS Rose. I can't say Connor Rose, but I wrestled on Saturday. CS Rose, and it came up on my timeline there the other day. It was like maybe 5 years ago.
Yeah.
But no, that original intake, who's still about? Do you remember how many people trained on that time?
Yeah, so there's myself, there is Molly Spartan, who's absolutely smashing things. I still do Women's World Heavyweight Champion, etc. Who else is about?
Who else was in it? It's not about. Who else was, like, say, CS Rose?
CS Rose, there was a few undesirables that we don't mention.
Wrestling's for undesirables. I wouldn't worry about it.
CS Rose was the kind of the breakout star of my intake. The intake right behind us. We were on a Sunday, there was a Tuesday intake, maybe 2 or 3 months behind us. You've got the likes of Cathy West, Crowbar, Big Flex Hunter. You remember Big Flex?
He was a PVW guy.
Aye. Yeah. He was phenomenal, big guy. He was about 104 years old.
Aye.
Legend say. You can still see him flying out of the sky now and again. Big Flex was in that intake.
So it was Sam Barber, was he?
Sam Barber was the Tuesday night, so he was the same class as Kez Evans.
Because he's still about. You've got the boys from Pub just still about.
Danny Cantrell, he
refed a match, I was in last.
He refs for Ray Davies' promotion, which I'm sure we'll get into.
Does he not wrestle anywhere else?
No recently, he's taken a bit of time off. Who else? I'm probably going to miss loads of names out.
It's the best thing about a podcast, mate, because then people message you and say you never mentioned me, and you go, sorry mate, you're not relevant anywhere. I delete you from my hard drive in my head.
In that original, I think you had Irvin Garrett, who went on to Holtz. He went on to win one of the Drew Galloway tournaments.
That's right, right.
He was...
Their tournament should have... Well, you couldn't do it anymore.
COVID killed them.
COVID killed it, and then you had... Because the latest one was meant to have like wild card. I think they done one with wild card. The boy for this one came down and trust it. I was in the original one. I wrestled Kieran Kelly in the opener, and then I think Aaron Ego won that one, and then Hold won the second, and then the third should have been a soft guy.
Yeah, I was on the second one. I lost one of the wild cards, Damien from up north.
The boy for wrestlers
one. He was really good. He beat me in a controversial ending. I was bloodied and battered. Caught me with a straight elbow. The nose went crack, which it tends to do. That's been a few times.
Right, my finish was controversial as well, because I actually never lost.
Aye.
Because I was over like Rover. No, but M tournaments were really good, and it was back at that time because I think me and you both missed that era of Scotch wrestling where you're one of them, you can't wrestle.
I think we were just behind that era.
Yeah.
We done our own thing because there was me, you, Solar. We were off three for different places.
Aye, so we kind of had that going against us. So you had like your guys for the Asylum, guys for PBW, and the guys for Source. And just before our time, that was your company. You didn't work for the other companies, and there was nothing to do with feuds or people not getting on. It was just that kind of territory mentality. That's your place over there. That's your place over there. And then I came in and I was like, Source have got a mask guy, and there was Solar.
Mm-hmm.
So I instantly went like, well, I can't work for Source. And then GPW started up, and they're like, they've got a mask boy, Soldato. And I was like, right, so there's that booking out the window, you know what I mean, the chance to chase that one up. And then Falcon was working at Reckless, and Falcon and Solar had tagged before, and Reckless had said, we're going to have these two tag, and the idea of Lucha Scotland was already in my head of like, we need to do our thing to open doors for each other and also get me in a book. But the thing behind it was, I was trying to break that mentality of that company has a mask guy.
One mask guy per card,
and I was like, well,
which is ridiculous.
The thing is if you get to 4 years, and I know there is other mask guys wrestling in Scottish wrestling and wrestling for Scottish promotions, but for the kind of central belt, there was maybe 5 or 6 years, because you technical. Because I was tagging with him a few times, and that was usually the case. Usually the case was you wear a mask. If you come to our show, you're either wrestler mask guy or you tag wear mask guy. And I was like, right, okay. And then I was like, let's do this Lucha Scotland. So Falcon and Solar were tagging at Reckless, and Falcon, I'd already kind of pitched the idea, and Falcon said to me, can we wrestle as the name? And I might have gone, yes, you can. Like, that's the whole point here. And then they done the first, so they were the original tag team of Lucha Scotland. After we kind of brought it together, and the whole idea behind it was, you share my stuff, I share your stuff, we all share each other's, and then we're literally pitching to promoters. Never mind, the whole idea was, never mind your mask guys. We've got a car full of mask guys, and we will come and let's have 2, 3, 4, like we could have tags, 6-man thing, and you've got all us working together.
I'm still on Twitter. Anytime something from yourself, from any of the guys gets posted, I'm straight on the retweet.
Aye, I'm the same. And the whole point is it shows that we're a kind of band of brothers out with that under the heading of your school. And then we kind of went in a tear because me and Solar, we done the. I think it was a mistake on a poster. I remember it's Lucha Scotland, the Scottish Luchadors. And I was like, well, they gave us the belts, and now we've got to hang on cage match, so we have that. And then me and you went on a wee tear thing with. I've got a few dates here, so I don't think they're in order, but the first time me and you we tagged against the Purge, the wrestlers. I can't remember if it was wrestlers being in Scotland at the time.
I think they didn't get the transition to that. Yeah, I think it was still. Was it still under the GPWA banner?
I don't know. See, I never put it under, because it was under that banner, it wasn't a promotion. I never put a promotion name, I just put Lucha Scotland. And me and you wrestled the Purge. And by chance, we actually wrestled the Purge within 3-4 weeks of each other.
Yeah.
2 matches.
The first one, the Purge were one of the hottest acts in the industry, and then the Scottish industry anyway. The Purge were on an absolute rampage at the time.
I say all the time. There's no tag teams in Scotland.
No.
There's wrestlers and team. But you've got, see, just now the tag division's KOE and the Faces of Fear. The boys, no Faces of Fear. There's the boys that wrestle zone, but they're a trio.
Yeah.
But to build yourself as a tag team, see if you're a trainee watching this, get matching gear, get a tag team name, and you will be booked everywhere because people want tag teams.
You've got Thatcher's Cabinet as well.
That's a faction.
It's a faction, but the Skinner and Vice they are the tag team. They've got matching gear.
Again, it's that they've got a leader.
Aye.
And if I was booking it, like if I was booking a show out with, you want Thatcher. You need Thatcher. Thatcher's the comes out with the booking stuff. I'm actually wrestling Thatcher coming up.
I worked on recently at a community pro wrestling show, which is good. And then in the past, I've wrestled them 300,000 times.
Yeah, you always get that. You get people you have to.
I'm sure there's a few indentations in my skull on his Maggie Thatcher autobiography.
Because but that was the other idea, and I was like, the tag divisions. There's no tag division.
You're right, there's guys that tag.
And that's how I was like, Lucha Scotland is a brand, we're a team.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, you can just pick any two. Like, because one is maybe booked elsewhere or carrying a day off work. And like, we can always send two people with a mask, and you know we can work together because we've been doing it now 5-6 years.
Well, a couple of years have our own transport, we can get anywhere up in the UK easily.
And then me and you also tagged at Southside. That was a big get at the time. Right. Southside was flying.
Absolutely.
One of the biggest promotions down south.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually don't remember how our booking came about.
It was organised through yourself, because you texted me saying, are you available on this date? And I said, aye, what's the crack? And you just wrote Southside. That was your reply. Southside with a question mark.
I genuinely don't know how we got it. I normally you go, I spoke to this person who put that name forward or whatever. Because Southside at the time when they bring a lot of people down, they were bringing down, when we travelled that time with Casey and Booty.
Yeah, so the story of the transport was good. I was driving, but I had written my car off to be. Give me a wee second. What's up? Oh, is it all finished? There you go.
He's just upset his Southside chat.
What's it upside down? So I had written my car off the week before we had organised to go. Of course, I'm the driver. I'm driving me, you, BT Gunn and Casey. Obviously with no vehicle because the courtesy car they only gave me for a couple of days. So I rented a car. It was a Crossland X or something. So I went to pick it up in Glasgow City Centre. And when I picked it up, I drove it to forecourt and the engine was rattling. So I done an immediate U-turn and went back and said, I'm driving down south, I am not taking this. Oh, there's nothing wrong with that, it's normal, just get eats up. Don't get me a gaffer, mate, I need a new car, I need a better car than that. And I ended up getting the upgrade, the leather seats. And
Actually, I remember. So we went down there and we wrestled Big Guns Joe and Blake. Big Guns Joe is now shredded.
At the time, Big Guns Joe didn't have Big Guns. I think it was maybe an in-joke.
He was kind of dumpy guy, and Blake was a big muscle.
Yeah.
And he's in good shape, but he's injured just now. He's done his knee.
The only thing I think I remember for that match is a spine buster that nearly put me through the ring.
All I remember was the wrist tape spot that I thought was rubbish. They sold us idea of a spot where they were going to do something with wrist tape, and the whole time I was like, eh. And then we done it anyway, and do you know what reaction it got? Sorry guys, I know you're watching.
It was a good match, I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it as well.
Get into a different promotion and just get ourselves in there.
I liked the venue as well. It was like a warehouse type thing. And the card was stacked.
Mm-hmm.
Robbie X, Kip Sabian, BT Gun wrestled Adam Max. I actually remember the card because we watched a few of the matches.
Zaya Brookside was on it.
Was it not a double as well? Did they not have two shows that day?
Aye.
And we done a set?
There was a kind of early afternoon show and then an evening show, I'm sure.
Aye. So Southside dissolved and it joined.
Was it Red Pro?
Red Pro,
That kind of bought them out.
And they joined together. You know what I mean? Wrestling is down south, weren't they? Unless you had one of the mega names, some of the names are interchangeable, I think, sometimes. But Southside, I remember when I got it, I was like, oh, and I remember people messaging me going, that's a big get. Because I think at the time down south, you had Progress, TNT, and Southside were your kind of your main ones. Like, you'd all your other companies, but they were the ones that people like, I want on and want on it. And we done that tag match, and because there was a company went under.
Aye.
Because it's Soldato went under, not because of me, I smashed it.
Sorry, guys.
And then we never tagged again for ages, and then we had that Big Massive Wrestling match where it was Big Massive Wrestling wanted to do all four Lucha Scotland against each other, and I was like, that's a brilliant match, right? And the 40s kind of tore it up. Were we the opener? Did we open the show?
we were either opener or first half opener.
Aye, and we've done it as a elimination 4-way.
Yeah.
Solar turned heel.
And the winner was to be announced the king of the Luchadors. Who won that again?
Visually, Your Majesty.
I just said that in water, but I'll ignore it.
Did you come? Did you shoot me there?
A wee bit.
Off. That's getting cut. No, I don't want to time that shooting name people. I had Taylor on the other day and I can't be his real name nearly the whole time. And he's the only person I date to, I don't know why. Yeah, so Big Massive Wrestling they've done a couple of shows where they've used us all. In fact, I think all the shows they've had all 4s.
The show after that, I wrestled Falcon, and I think Solar got involved because he was a heel. He got involved in...
So who'd that wrestle?
I don't know.
I do know who I wrestled Kid Fight.
I was going to say just playing the odds game, it was probably Tiger, but no.
Aye. No, I wrestled Kid Fight. I remember that match because I actually really enjoyed the match, but the crowd was pish. It was good. That's the next one. Is you on the next one?
I was booked on it, but I can't get a fuck, so no, unfortunately.
Soldato doesn't know what a sick line is. So the next one's in calendar. It's coming up start of October. Calendar, I done the last calendar show, wrestled Krieger as I do everywhere. And it was brilliant. It was a kind of sports centre place. Yeah. It was really busy.
It was a 3-way, a triple threat tag or something, a 3-man tag I wrestled. The Kings of Cosplay. Their gimmick is that they dress up as something else every show. They told me they spend more on their costumes than they earn. They do it for the crack. They come out as Arcade Row with a scooter.
It was a random pairing, wasn't it?
PPW guys.
Ace Anderson or something?
No, Ace wasn't Ace. Ace wrestled Hugo Harris in that show.
They're now a tag team.
Aye.
On the next one.
Who's in tremendous shape, Hugo Harris.
Hugo Harris is money. I keep saying it, promoters. You want to get him on your show. Yeah. He's got into that thing when he's doing the Megathon runs.
Aye.
So he's getting better constantly.
The experience he'll get for that will stand him in good stead.
Driving thousands of miles, but I was talking to him the other week, he was telling me like, done a show, drove for 6 hours, done a show, drove for 6 hours, and I was like...
Because the drives. Making towns and skirting clouds was big drive, I'd say.
Aye. But no, Hugo's really good. I think I've got him coming up. I'm wrestling somewhere, but the Lucha Scotland thing, with Solar taking his wee step away, Falcon's still kind of part, he's still in the group chat. His group chat will light up every now and again. But I did pitch an idea a couple of weeks ago about bringing somebody else in. Pardon me. Your tag team partner from Target.
Yeah.
But I did speak to him about it because I was thinking, you're not Scottish.
He technically is,
but
he lives in Scotland.
But he's English.
He sounds English, but he lives on the good side of the border.
But we will do something, especially the fact that you and him do a tag belt run at Target, which seems like a good place to work.
Target,
you've done
Target. I've worked for Target for maybe 4, 5, 6 years even. I remember the first show they booked me was Strand Ra, and it was in it was like a cinema, like an auditorium, and it was class. It was in Strand Ra, as I say. Cathy West was in the show, who's now a world champion bodybuilder. He stepped away from wrestling and he concentrated on bodybuilding. Cathy, I trained with Cathy. I show my older son's 8 years old. I show him Cathy's updates and keep telling him, remember your dad beat him, because he's absolutely hench.
Was he in the original? Remember I talked about originals?
Cathy was the Tuesday in class here. So Kez Evans, Sam Crowbar.
I don't think that the whole time I don't think I've ever actually met him in real life.
No.
I spoke to him online a few times.
Doesn't he actually exist? He's a figment of
he's AI. No, but Target, I've never worked for him, but I've been doing you weren't on the show. I went down to one. I had the weekend off. Then I was like, somebody will be doing a show somewhere. So I looked up Target were running. I went down to the one in Carlisle.
Carlisle. That would have been in the station hotel.
Right to the train station. Went in and can't remember what I mean. BT gun wrestled that Japanese guy with a long hair.
Yeah.
The two of them just chopped the shit out of each other. But you weren't on the show that one. Sammy, can't remember who wrestled, but when I was watching it, I was like, oh, boys, alright. And then I've trained with him a couple of times now. I went to the dojo, went along trained with Lou, just because Lou's coming on, so I want to kind of get an idea of what he's doing. So do I go that what's your training thing about? Like, you kind of came in at the time. And then when I did turn up that day, you were there?
I was there,
You've been going regular?
That's the only one I've been in. I work every second Monday. I work a night shift pattern. Try to make cakes, guys, so if you need any cakes, I'm your man. I don't make them. My team makes them.
How you know massive?
I eat cakes all night. It's ridiculous. My team, why are you no massive?
How did you not have diabetes?
So I work every second Monday, and my alternate Mondays I also am a boot camp instructor for a company called Into the Wild Fitness in Glasgow. So I'm never available on a Monday. It just happened to be that I didn't have a boot camp that Monday, and I thought I've been following Lou's journey online from when he was doing the dojo, doing the virtual dojo, and where it's located, and Builders Gym in Parkhead is literally a stone's throw from my house. So I thought,
that's the first time I've been in a building. It's a really nice setup.
I've been going to that gym since before it was a wrestling gym, and it just happened to be that yourself, Sammy Sparks, were both there. So pretty much about 90% of the luchadors in the north of the UK. So
I'm trying to what else me and you've got coming up. So you do have a show this week, but by the time you're watching this, it'll have happened 2 days ago.
Yep.
So you're wrestling Sam Barber.
Yeah, the Sam Barber Experience, Community Pro Wrestling, and the Goodyear Social Club in Drumchapel.
What's the bill governed?
No, this one. I'll go into the Community Pro a wee bit. So Community Pro Wrestling is run by Gary Davey, and his partner. They're absolutely smashing it out of the park. They've sold out every show so far. They're now taking it on the road. So Davey had initially booked El Brigton, which is where I'm built in Bridgeton. There's a hall there that's ran wrestling traditionally over years. He booked that, and he'd messaged me to say, I booked Brigton for this date. It just happened to be the date that we were on holiday. We were in Mallorca. I was like, oh, disaster. He was like, don't worry, we'll run it again. Turned out that show didn't go ahead. Davey's dream was always to take it on the road. So he's booked Drumchapel, which I believe is now a sellout. A week before the show, he announced the other day it's officially sold out.
Right.
So it seems everything.
So what's the running? What is that? Community hall or pub?
It's a social club. I'm not sure how big the venue is. I imagine it will not be as big as the Fairfield in Govan because
I can probably guarantee you something. See, when you wrestle in a social club, there's always one thing in common, mate. You're always a bit high. You're always a bit far off enough.
Oh, there is an element of that.
I've never wrestled in a social club where I could do it after that. See, as soon as I see a poster in a social club, I'm like, well, I need to do loads of tech.
There's a social club up in Denniston, Wood Street. Wolfgang used to book and we wrestled the show in the roof, so the ring, and then there's a kind of arch above the ring, and the roof like a recess. So Kez Evans was coming out, doing his entrance back, and he was a good guy, and up to the top, and flung his arms up and smashed the light bulb.
That's a social club for you, don't you? There's one in Respect, used to run, and it's got a mirrored ceiling, so...
it's a bit kinky, isn't it?
It's heavy weird. So, you get done, boom, and you're like, boom, hit the mat, and you're lying on the mat and just looking up at yourself. When you're looking at yourself lying on the mat where your opponent's looking around you, it's heavy weird, but again, it's you. I did back somersault entrance, and I was like, if I can squeeze it and tighten, I'll do it half a second. I was really bad, I can do it half the first. This venue was so lucky to do half the first rope.
That gives me Final Destination images. Imagine the mirror smashing and you're lying on the mat.
Well, that was my thing. So I was like, there was a point in the match where I can't remember how I was wrestling. Shoot off, pop up, nut shot, and I was like, seeing you popping up, see if I smash me off a mirror. Like this show's over. You're up first. Anytime wrestling fans that are listening, whenever you see on the poster that it's a social club, you're not going to see high flying that night.
You might see some flying, but nothing high.
You date off apron or hands or something, but you're not going to be top rope. I done it I wrestled in Fife a couple of weeks ago, and the venue was a fair size ceiling to do something, but they must have done a wedding in it like the weekend before, so that kind of a drape curtain thing. So you literally act the ring to move it away as curtain. Opening match, suplex, legs in it, whole thing comes down.
Oh, disaster.
Yeah, somebody had to take it down. I just done it during my lunch. No, it actually wasn't me, it was a young Atomico, my tag team partner. Like I said earlier, you get paired with mask guys, because originally I was meant to get paired with Spike up there.
Yeah.
Have you wrestled for FCW?
No, I would like to, but I've never have.
I always feel I'm bidding the money here, but they'll not use me because I work for SWE.
Right.
But I'm like, I'm happy to work for them. I've
never worked for SWE, if you're watching FCW. Or if you're watching SWE.
What kind of SWE? SWE, they always need more bodies. They should have a kind of revolving door, like there's a card going up every month. So bring a couple of different bodies up. Because I pitched me and you to them for a match, and also pitched them when I was a tag team champion. Bring up you and Sammy. They tag team champions v tag team champions. All four mask guys in the ring are all champions. And we could have done a Lucha spot fest.
High five.
But I don't book the shows. But I with the thing with FCW, I've said I will happily still work for them. I don't care what the initials are above the door.
I know there's politics at play there, and again that goes back to when training school couldn't work with other training schools.
And I think that's how I don't have that mentality, because I never trained in that mentality. I was always they've got a show, they want 2 of your guys, they'll take 2 of your guys, and we all got a show and work with each other.
There's enough business out there for everybody to get a slice of the pie.
Exactly.
Working that and doing things to put doing other promotions.
There's shows all the time right now. My diary between now and the end of the year is full of shows, right? And this is I'm going to have a rant here. No, I'm not getting to a rant, but I'm going to have a rant. Do you know those 4 weekends in the next 4 weeks where there's no shows, right?
At all?
There's maybe like one. And then there's other shows where there's 3 shows in one day.
Promoters just on me.
There was a weekend there the other day where there was 3 companies I worked for running, and I could only do one of them. Because of the distance. And I was just like, all it takes is promoters to get on board with each other and go, I'll run this week, you run next week. You put your flyers on my chairs, I put my flyers on your chairs.
That works. As I say, there's enough business out there for everybody to get a slice of the pie. Promoters are the worst enemy. Would never be one. Never in a heartbeat. I nearly ran a show once. I got a bad charity to run a show. You were on. Remember I had the poster that? Aye.
The poster never seen the light of day because the charity that asked me to run it, I'm not going to name them, but the charity, I was involved with the charity, and they said to me, we're looking for a fundraising idea. I said, run a wrestling show, make a fortune. Sold me the idea of the show, and then I was like, oh, you don't need to actually run a show. But I've just got my pals on it. Keep it cheap and cheerful. Like everybody like got me bumping, like keep it thing way. And then we got the poster that made, and then the chief exec of the company said, wrestling? That's a bit violent. And basically kiboshed the idea.
That's just people's perception, it's
violence. It's me jumping about in spandex, it's not violence. But
that's just doing a random night of the week anyway, and it is.
Exactly. Whereas if I got my list, Lucha Scotland, we went through. The fact that we were both tag champs at the same time the other week there, and we never got a day of the week crossover thing, and then got Big Massive coming up. Where else are you working this one? Where you got?
I've got, as I say, Davy's got quite a few shows booked up between now and the end of the year. I have one show coming up in Sunderland, September. Uproll Championship Wrestling.
Who you got?
I'm not sure. I probably like it that way. I'll find it.
Have you worked for them before?
Worked with them before when I was supposed to be tagging with you, remember? went down for the overnight.
Oh, is that when I became the heavyweight champion?
The reason you probably don't remember is because we went down the night before and absolutely enjoyed the delights that Sunderland had to offer.
Never mind wrestling, let's tell that story. So,
And
we went
and killed us on the way home.
I'm not telling that. We went down to Sunderland to work for Uproar. That's what was doing the night before. That was a big mistake, which you're a promoter watching this. Because if you get a group of wrestlers down on the night before the show, you've just booked a night out.
Correct.
So we went down, the plans to go out and get some scran. Me and you pretended that we were going to go and eat. And the whole time we were going up to the food place, we're just casing where we're going to go and drink when this food bit's over. So we went up. And then after the food, we'd passed a place that was like, oh, it's karaoke. That's where we're going.
I'm a karaoke black belt.
Right. So it was me, you, and what's his wrestling name?
Jimmy
Pierce. Jimmy Pierce. Right. I was going to call him Owen Jacks, but it was Owen Jacks. So we went back to that pub in was doing karaoke and told.
By the way, Jimmy Pierce is a bit of a champion as well.
Some boy.
Backstreet Boys.
In fact, I'm going to get him on here. I've already asked him to do it. And then we went back and done the karaoke, and then we got a couple of fans. Well,
yes.
Soldato got a couple of fans.
Soldato did get a couple of fans.
A couple of gentlemen were big fans of Soldato singing, and Soldato obliged by whipping the top off. And they were both with the drag queens.
They were drag queens.
But they weren't in their drag performance. They weren't gimmicked up. And they were like, we're going on to this other place. He's wanting to come in a taxi, and we ended up going on.
Can I just say that the plan was always to go out, so dress appropriately. So I've showed up jeans and a smart t-shirt. Lucha has showed up in Zubas and a vest.
It may have been a stress.
I don't think he owns anything but sleeves.
So we get the door in this nightclub, and the bouncer's just that right away, hand on my chest, like, where do you think you're going? Because I look like a clown. And the drag queen comes out and goes, he obviously must work in it or something. He was just like, no, it's yours. He's a performer. And the guy just like, cool, and just let him into a nightclub dressed in Zubas, bright orange Zubas and a vest. Then we proceeded to stay there all night. And went back to the hotel, and then woke up the next day for an afternoon show where I was in a four-way with Mark Company. And I was just like, oh man, that was not a good idea.
It was a 6-man tag. It was me, Jimmy Pierce, you were supposed to be in that one. Me, Jimmy Pierce and Alan Kay.
The whole point of that match was so Alan Kay could back me.
We tagged against the Govan team, who are white hot in Sunderland. And
Alan Kay.
No, Alan Kay was in my team.
So who did they have in theirs?
The
boy play
PWA, Andy's place.
The guy, I don't want to say his shooting name. Reeves.
Jimmy Reeves.
Something like it. Does like dead white.
His guy was really good.
Nice.
And there was about 24 tag matches on that card already.
That's
we just had a crazy brawl outside. Davey threw me into a wall, took a pram off a woman and ran me over with a pram. The woman was not happy.
No.
He also took a wee kid's wheelchair. The wee kid was buzzing for it, and was like dropping people off the wheelchair. It was all family friendly fun.
But so that was Sunderland. That was one of my favourite nights out I've had in ages. I just done one out at Caithness. It wasn't a night out. So I'd come off a night shift and then right into the car and went to Caithness and then got out of the Carabelle and went right into the pub. And I think everybody was up to like all oils for the night. I was crashed out on the floor at 10 o'clock. Losing my head off. But wrestling road stories. Like I always say to people on this, say to that as well, this isn't a one and done. We will get you back on. We'll maybe what I really want to do is get one with me, you, Falcon and Solar.
That would be good.
Because I'm telling Solar all the time, get him ass back on.
Next time I'll get a train up and we'll indulge in a few of the finest dark fruits that Greenock has to offer.
Or I'll just take all that stuff and we'll just meet somewhere, film it somewhere.
Actually, in a bank once for a podcast. We all filmed in a bank and we decided to get steaming before it.
Oh, so we did. That was not a good idea.
Trying to walk into a bank with 4 masks
last, I totally forgot about that. That was Tuck of the Draw. If you listen to that episode, you can go back and listen to that episode. That must be one of the most edited podcasts he's ever had to do.
You should have just left it up.
Absolutely not.
Or I imagine trying to subtitle it.
Subtitle it or trying to have a career after some of the stuff he would be. But no, I just come back to Cape Nessa and I packed all this stuff for me. It all fits in that box. And then Gabby and I set up, I was going to record with
Did you take the brick by brick? Or?
No, the flag is back. But I was going to record with Glenn Dunbar, so I set it up and then see the camera. And 600 miles away, so the one with Glenn Dunbar, Glenn's going to come here and we're going to record. Right, so I'm going to wrap this up because I've got to take my boy to a dentist appointment. Daddy.
You want to say bye-bye? Say bye-bye.
It's daddy duties today. You wave to that wee camera over there?
Wave to the camera, say bye camera. Say bye-bye. Thumbs up. That's your finger. Thumbs up. Right, before we go, Aaron, show your muscles. Go. Muscles.
Muscles.
No muscles.
No, so check out
There it is.
onto Instagram, Twitter and Facebook and you will find you
At Soldato GPWA on all social media.
still got it.
I don't know how to change it. It takes effort to change it.
I know, but you're not verified, so you're the man, that's how you can change it.
If you search Soldato Wrestler on YouTube, I've also got a few matches. I'm trying to put matches up on the YouTube channel. So.
Well, what I'll do is, when I post this up, I'll just tag you and everything.
Yep.
So follow Soldato's social media.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll get you on SW. I'm going to message a promoter today and say, get Soldato up. But they'll just make over a tag match.
I'm quite happy with that.
Because it seems any promoter like just put in a tag. Right. So, we might be on Pro 2. Maybe.
Pro 2.
I made the save for the Pro 2.
Made the save for me, so there's still a story to tell there.
Aye, I come out and back 0.
Yep. After he set about me. And my recently injured collarbone that I told him to try and avoid. The first 2 minutes of the match, bang!
Mate, I'm telling you, it was like you painted a target on by saying it. You remember that, mate, watch my toes. Right, follow Soldato on social media and check out the next episode. Thanks for watching. Peace! Thanks for watching that episode with Soldato. Give the podcast a wee subscribe on YouTube, give it a thumbs up, thumbs down, write a comment, send us a message on Twitter, let us know what you thought of it. Either way, I'm going to ignore it. Peace!